Hey guys, this is Kami Ken, and today I was thinking about the quality of today's manga and anime and how it compares to the past. And I feel like there is one main quality that today's comics or today's manga are missing that the past creations had, the classics had. And that is something I will explain just a little bit later in the video. Um if we look at the manga and comics of today. Well, let's just focus on manga. If we look at the manga and the anime of today, most of them are it's almost like most of them are just focused on violence, sex. Like they're just focused on putting out the most eye-catching thing, putting out the most shocking thing to get people's attention. It feels like a very flavor of the moment type of storytelling, and it doesn't have any lasting themes in them that I can really get behind. Like I look at stuff like Dan to Dan, I look at stuff like um, JJK, and I'm like, well, what is it that people are gonna keep coming back to when their popularity dies down and they're not in the mainstream anymore? Is there something that will keep people coming back for decades after its initial run? Or is it just a popular thing of the day because it's in the zeitgeist, it's in people's consciousness, it's in people's like thoughts and mind and the conversation people are having online? Is it only going to last that long, or will it stand the test of time? And that is the quality that those past classics of manga and anime had that these current ones seem to be lacking. It's that level of timelessness. Timelessness is the word. It's like they had this ability, they had a focus on themes, universal themes that never grow old, that people are still going through even now. You can see those in Dragon Ball. Like you would still go back to those fights. You would still go back to Goku versus Frieza. You still go back to um, like Gohan versus Cell. You still go back to those old fights because there's something deep and raw about them that has a deep meaning to it. Um, Same with Kenshin. You go back to Kenshin because Kenshin is so there's so much there's so much catharsis in his story. There's so much and I'm just throwing out emotional words like there's so much pathos in his story. You'll have stories like Naruto. You can keep going back to part 1 Naruto and always experience like okay, these are themes that I can get behind. You can go back to One Piece, and One Piece is still going. You can always go back to One Piece. One Piece is solid all the way through. And Hunter x Hunter, like all of these stories had this level of quality to them that didn't have to rely on the next shocking thing, or it didn't have to rely on being loud. It didn't have to rely on being overly sexual. It could just tell you a great story that you would be like, wow, this is showing me a deeper truth about humanity. But when I look at um, maybe like JJK or Dandadan, and I couldn't even get past the first 3 episodes of Dandadan because I was just like, none of this feels true. It doesn't feel like it could really happen. It doesn't feel like it's connecting to anything true about the human experience. So I can't really get into it. Whereas Chainsaw Man, there's a reason I didn't include Chainsaw Man in that lineup is because there's a deep human feeling at the core of Chainsaw Man, especially at the beginning, that you can get behind. That you're just like, oh, I understand the main character of Chainsaw Man because I've had the same feelings in the past. Whereas with Dandadan, it's like I don't understand. Like things are just happening just to happen. Or JJK, things are just happening because they look cool, or because it might be fun to show. There's is not really any deeper themes that I can wrap my head around or really dive into, to where I'm just like, wow, I'm going to remember that forever, or I'm going to be thinking about that for a long, long time. There's a story that I do want to get into soon called Haikyuu about volleyball, and I got it recommended by a friend. Actually, Joe Catapano Art on YouTube. Um, and these characters are thinking about deeper themes of life, and and it's told through the guise of volleyball. And I'm just like, why do they have such deep philosophies? I want to know more about these characters, and I want to find out like what there is to see in this story. And it doesn't have to rely on sex, it doesn't have to rely on violence, it doesn't have to rely on any of this stuff. Like the violence that I see in a lot of stories these days is more like, it's like, how many ways can we mutilate the human body and keep it interesting? It's getting to a point where it's just kind of gross. I'm just like, all right, well, I mean, that was shocking and it got my attention for a second, but I'm just gonna go on to something that has deeper, lasting themes. And even though Attack on Titan is very violent, it's got deeper, lasting themes that you're just like, oh, okay, like the things that happen in that story are happening for a reason. They're just there. There's a deeper message that it's trying to convey, and it's not just doing it for shock value. And I feel like maybe that's the editors that are telling them these days that image and style matters more than the substance of your stories, because that's what people grow up on, and they're just like watching their phones. And now we're making manga as cheap entertainment that's easy to consume, like you would with content on your phone. And the manga of the past was a lot deeper in their subject matter. And yeah, those are my thoughts. Eventually, I want to do like video essays where I'm like actually like putting visuals to what I'm saying, um so that there would be just a little bit extra flavor to it. But for now, I'm just like making these at the end of the day after work, and it's actually 12 o'clock right now, and I have to get up tomorrow morning so I can go to work. But um, yeah, I'm just glad to be able to at least keep up with my video per day and get these things done. Um, and I'm finished with the first chapter of Saintly. I finished inking, and I'm about to send it to somebody to get the flat colors on, so I can finish the colors and the lettering on it. Um, so I hope you all will check that out. I'll link it in the description. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.